What's up, guys? It's been a while since I've been back here on the YouTubes, and I feel that it's time for a little bit of change because honestly, I haven't really read a lot of things. I did manage to finish 1Q84 while I was at camp, and technically I do have a video review of that, but I don't think I'm going to upload that one. If I do upload a review, it'll be after this video. Basically, what I want to do in 2017, because my reading habits have slowed down and I don't read nearly as much as I used to, I feel that it just makes more sense for me to review what I am consuming, and so that means television. And so starting in 2017, I don't know how I'm going to structure the reviews. If I'm going to wait until like Sunday and we'll have just a bunch of uploads on Sunday, and then the Sunday shows will get uploaded on Monday. Don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, but so far, the first show that I've started to think about reviewing is Star, which is a new show over on Fox by Lee Daniels, and I wanted to do this one specifically because it was a new show that I'm excited about, and I was like, why not review it? And so I watched it a couple days ago. I've had time to sit here and think it over, and now I can share my thoughts with you. Could I recommend the pilot of Star? Not really. If you watch Empire, which is also by Lee Daniels, or any of his movies like Precious or The Butler, you might have an idea of what Lee Daniels is trying to do, and like you might be like, oh, I like Lee Daniels. But Star is so far removed from all of those things that I personally was shocked. It's not written as well as Empire was, although I did give up on Empire, so I guess that is a sign. But let's just start at the beginning. So the basic premise of the show is we have our main character, Star, who's played by Jude DeMay, I think her name is. Probably butchered it. I don't care. She's the weakest part of the show, in my opinion. Who is a 18-year-old, apparently, foster child who leaves the system. She gets with her sister, who was taken from her while they were in foster care. And she meets up with a third character, Alex, who she meets on Instagram, and they're going to form a girl group. And so they go to Atlanta to make this all happen. That's the whole setup of the show. Now, just on that alone, I wasn't really sold on it, and I have to say that we're going to get into some spoilers now. So if you don't want to be spoiled and you haven't seen the episode, I don't know why you're watching. If you haven't seen it and you're in the US, you can watch it on Fox, on their website. So, my issue with the show started in the first 5 seconds of the show, because just like Precious had the negative view, well, I take it back. Precious didn't really deal with foster care so much, but it had that same dynamic that this show has. And Precious only gets away with it because it's a true life story that's actually someone's real life events happening to them. Star is a totally fictitious person, it's a fictitious story, and so to have the continued negative depiction of foster care on television is something that really bothers me. I don't like it. I feel that it's just, I understand that there are negative experiences in the foster care system, but it really bothers me that that's the only experience that Hollywood portrays on their shows. So just in the first 5 seconds of that, I was already rolling my eyes. So then she leaves the system in a completely unrealistic manner. Like, if you're a foster child, you don't just walk out your house and be like, I'm gonna go see my social worker and she's gonna take me out the system. Like, typically not how that works, but whatever. I guess we're gonna go with it, I guess. Moving along here, that's when she goes to get her sister, and this really bothered me. So, we're talking about rape now. So if you want to skip ahead a couple minutes in the video, I would not blame you. So she first gets to her sister's house, and she knocks on the door, and no one answers. And so Star's first instinct is to just walk up in the house, and that bothered me, because you don't know these people. Like, you haven't seen your sister in years now, you don't know this foster family, and you just walk up in their house, only to discover that she's being raped. So you tell her to be quiet, and then you make as much noise going down the stairs, searching through the kitchen, and going back up the stairs. Like, this whole time, you're being loud as fuck, but you've already told your sister to be quiet. So in my mind, how is a person not hearing them? Like, this is not a silent affair, you're being loud, like, you should have. Apparently, though, that was not the case, and no one was alerted to this thing happening. So then, After all this noise is being made, she stabs the man, and they run away together, and they steal a car, and they get all the way to New York, and they get all the way to Atlanta. Meanwhile, ain't nobody supposed to have money, so I don't know how they're making this whole thing happen. Even though Alex is the daughter, it's revealed, of a very famous musician. She doesn't have access to her trust fund, so I don't understand how they afforded the hotel. I don't know how they got from Pennsylvania, where Star and her sister were, to New York, all the way down to Atlanta. I don't know. It's not explained. It's very clumsy writing. The whole writing on this show is terrible. And then even the whole girl group aspect of the show, it never makes sense because even in the voiceover that's done by Queen Latifah, it's made very clear that Star thinks that she's going to be a star and not plural like part of a group, but a singular star. Like she is the it. Like she's the best person ever. And I have to say that the fact that Star is played by a white woman really bothered me. Not because I feel like a white woman couldn't have played it, but I feel like they have written this character before they even cast the role. And then once they did cast the role, they didn't try to rework the character to make it work, because what happens is Star comes off as very she's that white girl in the movie that is she just acts black. And I think everyone knows what I mean when I say that. And it's just very off-putting because it just feels icky. Like it just does. And the actress isn't amazing, so she's not elevating the material. She doesn't bring anything to the role. She's just there and she reads the lines, and it's just gross. It's gross. Like it just is. And that's enough on that, really. Like I don't feel like Star was very well cast, and I don't think she was well written. Even if someone else were to play the role, I don't think it would be like Empire. I feel succeeded for a long time on the fact that Cookie Line was acted so well by Taraji P. Henson, and on Star there is no Taraji P. Henson to elevate the material. There's nothing there that brings it above just trash television. There's nothing. There's nobody. There's not a moment. The music doesn't do it because it's supposed to be another original song thing. But all the songs, well, there's 2 songs in this first episode. No, 3. There's 3 songs. Take it back. There's 3. One of them is done in a dream sequence by Star by herself, in which her 2 bandmates are not there. So in my mind, when the thing happens when she's singing to a music producer, she wants to be their manager, so not producer, manager, whatever. So, but when she has this dream sequence going on while she's giving him a lap dance, her sister isn't there and Alex isn't there, who's also in the group. It's just her and a bunch of random strippers that are in the bar that she's at performing. And it's weird to me when the whole girl group thing is supposed to be her idea. So it doesn't make sense for me on my end to believe that she ever really wants this to work out. Like, in my mind, Star is really just in this for Star. And that's fine, but then just have it be about her and her journey to be a solo artist. Like, I don't think that this whole little girl group middle part where it's like, are they going to break up? They're definitely going to break up because her sister is always drunk and getting high and stuff, which makes sense because she's been repeatedly raped by this foster parent man. Who knows how long? So it makes sense, like, that's how she's coping. Like, okay, I can't really fault her for that, but, I mean, she's not an interesting character. So she's off getting high and drunk and stuff, and then Alex is over here writing all the material that Star is doing, and Star is just coasting by. Like, Star really doesn't bring anything to this group. Like, she's a decent singer, and she can dance very well, I guess, but so can Alex. So if Alex were just sitting here making music for herself, Alex would succeed, regardless of Star. So Star is really only getting as far as she is because, I mean, she went to the strip club. Like, that's really the only reason that they got the gig at the end. And then, even when they got the gig, they were doing Alex's stuff, and Alex is the one always pushing them to rehearse. So Alex has the ethic, and Alex has the material, so really, Alex could just go do whatever the hell she wanted to do. But she's here with Star because she thinks that they're going to be a group. And Star, from what we've seen, has no interest in that, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Then we have Queen Latifah on the show, who plays their godmother, and I have to say, like, we all know Queen Latifah can sing. She did Hairspray. She's done other things, I think. I don't really know Queen Latifah like that. but her acting sells some of the scenes that she's in, especially a scene she has towards the end of the episode. But she's just kind of there. Like her character is just kind of there. The most interesting person on this show is her daughter Cotton, I believe, who is played by Aaliyah, and I forget her last name, but it is a transgendered actress, and I have to say that she slays the day with her role. Like her acting is, I mean, I don't think it's like the best acting I've ever seen, but it's compared to everybody else on the show, she's above them. Her character is above them, and she has very little to do. So that's even more impressive in my opinion. So we got Aaliyah, who's great. Alex, who I think is great, just because I like that character of I like that rebellious rich girl archetype, and that's what Alex is. And typically, it's played by a white girl, and now we get it played by a black girl. So I guess that's nice too. I whatever we get the rebellious rich girl. I like that character. And then we have Quincy Brown on the show, who I love because I saw Dope 3 times. It was in theaters, and I can't highly recommend it enough. So if you have a Netflix account and you have a rainy evening like tonight, and you have nothing better to do with your life, I would suggest you watch Dope. It'll be great. I mean, Quincy Brown doesn't star in it, but he does have a significant portion in the middle-ish of the movie, and it's great. He's great there, and he's great here. And here he has 2 scenes, but he makes an impression, I think. And maybe just because I like him so much, and I was looking to like see how he was gonna do, that I liked him as much as I did. But yeah. So at the end of the day, like I said, I'm gonna try to wrap this up now. Don't think that I could really recommend the pilot episode. Things could go up from here, but at this point in time, I do feel that the show is a little bit predictable, a little bit underwritten, and I don't think it could get any worse than this. So hopefully when episode 2 drops on January 4th, I believe, things will be better. So if you haven't checked it already, it is available online now. I'm sure they'll air it again on Fox before episode 2, because there'll be like a month gap between the 2 episodes. So that's what I think. If you watched the pilot episode, let me know what you thought down in the down in the comment section. And I'll see you in 2017 with a whole slew of television reviews and recaps and episodes just like this, and hopefully some more book reviews as well. Because, yeah. So until then, guys,